Hello and welcome to your Mets in the UK podcast, your place for all things Mets with a UK vibe. We are across all of the socials. You can find us on Twitter/X, Insta, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky, all of them. I've probably missed some, but we're everywhere. We are everywhere. Come find us. Come join in. This evening, I am joined by our lovely Jo. Hi, Jo. How are you?
I'm back. I feel like I've been on I'll say IL, but I haven't been on the IL. I've just been on holiday.
Well, indeed. But maybe that's what some of the guys do when they're on the IL. Maybe they go and have a sneaky little rehab beach. It's good to have you back. We've missed you.
I know. I missed all the action. Your chat with JC last week was very good, so that was cool.
We thoroughly enjoyed having him on. He was wonderful.
Yeah, that was all good. Well, we've got opening day fast approaching, so should we crack on with a bit of news before we get too excited?
Yeah, I've got too much to do yet between now and then before I can get excited. But
Tuesday today, Thursday is the big day, so you'll get it done. Don't stress.
Thursdays, yes, but I shall be on a plane tomorrow.
Yeah, so you'll be fine.
I need to have a few things to do. Yes, let's crack on. What has been going on in spring training? Let's wrap that up first.
Yeah, well, did you see Mike Tauschman? I can never say his name. Apologies, Mike. Done his meniscus tear and one of those really random injuries.
I know. I'm so gutted for him because he had all but secured a spot on the roster. Mm-hmm. He had a really, really good spring. And at the time, I think you and I were messaging on our group chat, weren't we, when it happened? And we were like, uh-oh. I said it didn't look good. And you can normally tell something like that and something that seems so innocuous is usually the worst. And the fact that he couldn't continue, it was never going to be good news. But it's worse than I feared it was going to be. So I'm absolutely gutted for him.
He was literally just walking in the field, though, wasn't he? That's the thing.
Yeah, it was nothing. Just shows that, nothing is promised. These things can happen at any time.
Yeah. But I guess it opens up opportunities for others, doesn't it? So
yeah. I mean, it all but confirmed Carson Benj's place. I think he was probably going to get a spot anyway. But I think once Toshman was out of the picture, it was kind of concluded at that point. So the lads deserved it. I'm really, really happy for him. It's going to be exciting to see him in the big leagues. It seems like it's been a long time coming, right? It feels like we've been talking about Carson Benj for a long time. It's not been all that long. I think it's just because there's been so much talk of him. We've heard a lot of him, seen quite a bit of him in the minors. So it's going to be really good to see him come through and join the recent influx of youngsters that we've had come through.
We're calling him a baby Met too. Is he joining that club? Probably is, really, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He is.
It's hard not to get too excited when you look at his stats because spring training has averaged 0.366.
I know. I mean, there's no way he can put up the stats that he has over spring training and not make the club. I mean, to be fair, before spring training even started, David Stearns has said he is going to have an opportunity to make the roster. He's going to have the opportunity to break camp. So I think they kind of wanted it for him. They just needed him to have a good spring, and he's done that. So good on him. I'm really pleased for him.
That'll be exciting to watch. On the other side of things, in terms of the rotation and all that kind of stuff, there's obviously been a bit of to and fro and chatter there. But I suppose the big news is our Sean starting life in the bullpen at the start of the season. What do you reckon to that?
Yeah, and they've said that it's going to be the piggyback. So he did this a few times when he came back last year.
And actually, didn't we?
Yeah, it kind of worked. There has been talk over spring training. Obviously, I might have watched a bit, and
probably more than me, I would guess.
Probably pretty much all of it that's been televised. But his velocity hasn't been there. There's been a lot of chatter about that. The argument was, is it just that it's not there, or is it just that it's spring training? Like you don't necessarily give everything in spring training.
Hold a bit back.
Yeah, but at the same time, we've got such a strong rotation that if it's not quite there, you don't need to risk him as a starter. And actually, it means that they're going to start with, in theory, Senga pitching on regular rest instead of the 6-man rotation, which I'm very happy about. But at least having Manaya there gives us the opportunity to extend that and put him back in to the starting rotation if Senga struggles with the 5-man rotation.
At least we've got that flexibility there, haven't we? We have got that backup.
Exactly. We've got a really strong bullpen. I mean, seems like we say that quite often, but we have. So I'm quite pleased about that. And he just gives us, he's going to be a long man. If one of the starters is looking like they're in trouble after a couple of innings, we can bring him in and get a good 4 or 5 innings out of him. So I think having him in that kind of role is just an absolute bonus. And having him able, there's going to be injuries, things are going to happen. I think
this is the Mets. Come on, things are going
to exactly. Nothing is ever going to go smoothly. So he didn't seem overly chuffed about it. Normally when these kind of things happen, the players are very, yeah, it's fine. I'm here to help the team. And he kind of did say that, but he didn't seem particularly happy about it, which, do you know what? I'm not mad about, because he's a starter and he wants to start.
He's got an ego, he's got pride, isn't he?
Exactly. And, he wants to be that, which should, theory, give him a kick to try and get back there. So
I was reading an article actually on, I think it was on the MLB website. They were talking about, they were like rank, they like to rank things. They love ranking things. And can you guess where they ranked our rotation as a number in the MLB? Obviously, we weren't one. I'll give you a clue.
Well, they're probably, putting us down as usual.
We were about 9th in the list, actually, for our starting rotation.
Objectively, I think we're better than that, but okay.
Phillies were above us.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are.
Well, I guess with Manaya being in the bullpen, I wouldn't say there's probably no one at risk in terms of him coming and replacing them, because they would just switch to the 6, probably, wouldn't they, if they needed to?
Yeah, I think that's the more likely thing. I think having the flexibility to be able to do that is really good. I think also, in our bullpen, I'm really excited. I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago. I'm really excited to have Luis Garcia in there. I think that the presence that he's going to bring is going to be really, really good, especially with a couple of young arms in there, especially with he's kind of, he's a bit of a mentor, but he's also a driver and a motivator. So he gets them going. And so he will have them, and he'll have them doing drills. Never mind the coaches. He will have them doing stuff. He will have them, pulling together, acting as a unit, feeling a unit. So I'm excited about that. I mean, he's still got a decent arm, but I think with him, we're getting much more than his arm.
I've seen that previous, like not necessarily the pitching, but with players, outfield and infield players bringing that. They're not necessarily everyday players, but they're the ones that bring the team spirit and all that kind of stuff. So
Jesse Winker,
for example. Exactly. Where is Jesse? Have we lost Jesse, or is he still hanging around somewhere in the background?
I know Jesse. So I think Weaver and Williams have been looking good. I maintain the Yankees just broke them, and we're going to fix them. So they're going to be great. I'm quite comfortable with our pen. I mean, securing Brooks Raley coming back for me was he's the guy who just gets on with it, does his job.
I don't want to tempt fate, but there's not usually any drama with him, is there?
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you have jinxed it now. You realise that. But our pitching staff over spring training have been okay. Our starting pitchers have been hit and miss. Senga's been good. He has shown glimpses of what we expect from him. So that's really encouraging because we still don't know what we're going to get from him.
We just want some consistency, don't we? With the way, like you say, the way he started, not after he got injured when Pete threw him that dodgy throw.
Yeah, so we do need the consistency from him. So hopefully we might see vintage Senga back. Which would be...
Peterson, have you seen much of him in spring?
Yeah, I'm really excited for Peterson. More on him later, because from what he did last year, coming off a long-term injury, give him another. He's had a year back. He's had a full spring training. He had his all-star appearance. Like, I think he's going to be up for it this year.
I hope so.
And he is Mr. Consistent as well. Just what we need.
Yeah, we do. Like I said, have you seen a bit more of spring training than me? A few more games. Could you highlight a couple of I was going to say winners and losers, but losers isn't the right word. But who stood out and who was struggling? What do you reckon?
I mean, I've got to give a shout out to my guy Tai.
Yes,
because it just seemed like he got more playing time than I expected in spring. I was really happy about. He had an average of 265 with a couple of home runs, but one of them was a 3-run homer. And he's not a home run hitter, right? He got 7 RBI. He was making contact. He's had some really, really good plate appearances. Of course, he's had some great defensive plays. And I think that's because obviously the initial assumption was Luis Robert comes in, Tai is just going to be on the bench. But actually, they've played him a couple of different places in the outfield. So I think it kind of gets them thinking that maybe he'll have more of an opportunity to play because he's got that versatility, but also because don't get me wrong, it's not exactly a smoking hot bat, but it's a dependable one.
It might be. I don't know if it was just, do you think he was looking stronger, or is that just me imagining it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And he's always had really good plate discipline, but I think that he's been working on his contact because he just seemed more comfortable at the plate. Like he's been focusing on his offense because his defense is solid. We all know that. So I was really, really happy with him. Obviously, Benj is a winner because he's come through. He's made the team. I think that there's been a few that we've not seen much of. I mean, we didn't see much of Vientos, obviously, because he was away on the WBC. He's not had a great spring, which is a bit of a concern, and especially because Mendoza's come out already and said, he's going to be great. We've got no worries. It's like, are you sure?
Well, yeah, it's been a question mark the last season and a bit, really, isn't there? It's not quite pushed on. Yeah, his average was .057. I mean, there's 35 at bats.
He's. I don't know quite what's going on there. He's been a little bit of a concern. Vidal Brujan has been a bit of a surprise. He's had some good performances and kind of has stuck around, and he could be kind of just a sneaky solid guy. So and of course it's been wonderful to see the new guys in there. So young Bo, he's not so young these days, but
little Bo. Yeah,
little Bo. He just seems I mean, he's still only like 28 or something, but he's young to us. It's been great. He has settled in immediately. Of course, there's going to be questions over his play, but he played shortstop a couple of times as well, which is great because he can he can cover Francisco, even though Francisco will want to play 162, of course. But nothing. There was nothing majorly concerning. Nothing that can't be fixed. And his at bats have been good for the most part. Simeon, Polanco, they've been.
They look pretty solid, didn't they?
It looks like they sort of. Oh, there was one, I can't remember. It was a couple of weeks ago now. There was a game, and I was going because it was just a thing. We just had so much small ball, scored so many. It was just.
That's the game that finished early, wasn't it? The rain or the weather.
And I was just in my element. I was absolutely loving it, and it was, those starting guys, and I was like, bring it on. This is what we're expecting. This is exactly what David Stearns had in mind when he constructed this roster, which, it made me happy because we're seeing it straight away. We've just got to be able to keep it up for 162 games and then some.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I did see, obviously we saw a little bit of Soto, but I did see a cool stat that this season he could reach 1,000 walks. So he'd get the most before someone at the age of 29. He's on 896 at the moment, so he needs about 104. Which that could be a good milestone in the. I mean, it's not quite as glamorous as a home run record, is it? But it's pretty cool.
No, I mean, I think that's a stretch for one season, but maybe. Yeah, I mean, he was having fun at WBC. He said that he feels, super prepared because, of course, this was another argument. They're missing out on spring training, but the guys at WBC are playing in a competitive environment amongst some great players. So if they can't be prepared having played in WBC, then there's issues. So he seemed to be just loving life and enjoying his baseball. So I think that can only be a good thing for us. I am looking forward to because I think the whole first season of expectation is out of the way, and we're just gonna see him settle and take his place and just crack on.
There can't be many starting pitchers that want to face Lindor, Soto, and then little Bo, are there? That's quite
no.
That's a good top three.
Yeah,
we've got that to look forward to. Quite exciting.
Yes.
Quite exciting. In terms of roster cuts, I mean, most of it's been finalised now, but was there any particular cuts? I know Kimball didn't make it, but was that much of a surprise, do you reckon?
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised at that. Just again, but I'm thinking more from kind of the presence side of things. He's a solid pro. He's been around. He brings something a little bit different, but it seems like he's going to kind of hang around with the guys anyway, which I think is a really positive thing, which is good because, if we get injuries, he's going to be around, he can come in. So I wasn't entirely surprised, but at the same time, I wouldn't have been surprised if they kept him around. I think, there were a few people iffing and ahhing about AJ Ewing, who we've not yet mentioned. He had a fantastic spring before he got cut, but he was always going to be cut. He's still a little way off yet, but he will motor through the minor leagues. We will definitely see him sooner rather than later. He had an absolutely brilliant outing, really showed his stuff, like just game after game, just continually impressed. So
home run, 6 RBIs, average 381. Can't grapple too much.
Yeah, he was for such a young guy as well. Like, so again, it wasn't a massive surprise, but there were some grumblings about it. But no, there was nothing major. I guess Mauricio would have probably hoped to hang around, but you can't keep all of them. I think it would have been Mauricio or Vientos. Even though Vientos hasn't set the world alight, I would still rather him over Mauricio for now. But
I guess those are the two that could interchange potentially, couldn't they?
Exactly. They can always switcheroo, I think.
DH and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So that was one that was to the wire, I think. But no major surprises. I think because we were so clear on the direction that they were taking, The pitching was always, the bullpen was pretty solid pretty early on as well. There were only ever really a spot or two open to be claimed on the bullpen. That was pretty set start spring training, really. So yeah, no major surprises.
Just have to see what happens. There was one really big bit of news though. But Toria, you've got to come back before we can talk about it. But the big news was mentally prepare yourself for the Howie news.
Do we have to?
Yeah, you're gonna have to do it. Come on, be brave.
I don't want to.
Howie, it's his last season. What can the team do for him? Can we go out, put him out on a winning call?
Yeah, I mean, it's written. It has to happen. We have to win it all for him. We have to win it. And also, like, selfishly, like many others, I'm gutted because it's just not going to be the same without Howie.
End of an era.
It's not. It's just not going to be the same. And I think just because I feel that connection because of his being responsible for my love of the game in the way that he is, or as my mum puts it, it's his fault, for my obsession with the game. But no. So
if there was no Harry, there'd be no Night Owl. Imagine.
Potentially, because it was him that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's all Howie's fault. But at the same time, I'm really, really happy. I sent him a message and I was like, I'm happy, sad, because
you're allowed to retire, but it's a little bit selfish for the rest of us.
Exactly. I am really happy for him. And honestly, I'm really pleased that he's taken the decision to do it this way. Give everyone a heads up, get it off his shoulders at the start of the year, and just be like, right, guys, this is it. I'm going to enjoy this season. I'm going out on my own terms. I know that it's coming, so I can kind of take everything in. He can get his flowers all season long. And so we're not, because for the last couple of years, honestly, it's gotten to the end of the season and we've all been kind of like,
questions.
Is Howie going to come back? Is Howie going to come? Are we getting, has he signed a contract? Like, what's going to, Howie, are you coming back? Please, thank you. So at least we know, and at least he knows, and he can, take it all in. He can have that weight off his mind. And he can look forward to spending that time with his family afterwards, which I think is lovely. And, it's been coming. He's been, pegging back his road trips. He is only doing the Yankees, inverted commas, road trip this year. He has said that he will do all games postseason. So if for no other reason than to get more Howie, we need to win it all for him. It would be perfect for him to finish.
It'd be a fairy tale, wouldn't it? Ending.
Yeah, and it's 40 years since the last one, so it's an anniversary year of sorts. So which better time? Which better time to do it? So yeah, I'm really sad. Thankfully, we have young Keith, who we all agree is wonderful. So we're very fortunate to have him to step up. It's just going to be a little bit.
Have a drink to Howie.
To Howie, yeah.
It'll be this time next year. It'd be very strange, isn't it? Knowing that.
I just
podcast and it's not going to be there.
I know. I might just cry the whole off season. But he has said that he intends to still kind of MC the big events. So I think he'll still come out and do the player introductions on opening day. And
you can't give that up completely. It's in you. It's in his blood, isn't it? It's
exactly, and that's what he said. He said he can't. It's impossible for him to not live Mets. So I'm glad that he intends to kind of stick around that. But for those of us that listen to the radio broadcasts so much, it's just, and like I said, we have been kind of gradually getting used to it because of we've had Keith and Pat on the road trips, but we've always looked forward to getting Howie back at home. I'm just gonna. I've told her I just need lots of hugs.
I'm gonna have to try and squeeze in another chat with him before he escapes, won't we?
Oh yeah, I'm sure we will. I will speak with him about that. I'm sure he'd be happy
to. Shall we try and embarrass us? Well, should we try not to embarrass ourselves with some predictions?
Yeah.
And if so, should we
throw Tom under the bus and start?
Should we start with Tom? Because I think we might get more optimistic as we go along.
Okay.
I'm just going to say. So
we're going to say that Tom's pessimistic.
Possibly, but we'll start with Tom, and then, as per usual, if you want everyone listening, watching wants to get involved, make sure you post on your socials your predictions, because we're going to do record, home run leader, RBI, pitchers, and rookie of the year. So right, this is Tom's. Okay, so Tom's gone for the Mets record 85 and 77, and he's put, not sure if it will be the playoffs or wild card, but it will be a year of growth and development.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah. It's fair, and it's a winning record. So
it's a winning record. So home run leader, I think most people are going to go for. He's gone for Soto, which is probably not too much of a surprise.
Yeah, it's fair.
I think we might be quite similar on that. RBIs, he's gone for Soto as well, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, he's still a contact hitter, even when he doesn't quite connect for the home runs.
Mm-hmm. And we know Tom loves a pitcher.
Yes.
He's clean for both pitcher and a rookie of the year.
That is very interesting.
He's all in.
He's definitely capable there. Definitely capable of doing that. I think, yeah. Rookie of the year, more perhaps. I just think that's, I think there's a lot for him to do this year.
He played some big roles in the WBC, though, didn't he?
He absolutely did. Yeah, but
they're trying to preserve other pitchers.
Well, yes, but also, he had one start that, I mean, he was good, but he wasn't great. I felt a bit bad for him.
Just work himself up to playing for us.
But he's still, he's got the potential there, and he does seem to be pretty, cool as ice. So I'm hoping that he can stick it out. But I think last year when he came up, there was the excitement, and he could have, there was no expectation on him at all.
Mm-hmm.
When he came up this year, there's going to be expectation, and it's going to be how he deals with that.
Well, who do you reckon is going to be the most up? Who should we go with next? Should we go with me and then finish with full on optimism? I've gone a bit. I don't know if I've gone a bit wild. I've gone. Do you know what the record? I've gone 93-69.
Whoa! Love it. Yes.
93-69. Bearing in mind we got 89 wins in 24 and 83 in 25. But I've gone all in.
Yeah, love that. It's a bit freaky, but yeah.
I've got no time for development and all that stuff. We're just going for it. It's happening. It's Howie's last season. It's happening.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking on that.
I love it. I'm loving that I'm getting some company on the optimism train.
Oh no. Home run leader, I've gone Soto too, because it's just Juan, isn't it? RBIs, I've gone Bo, because he just hits, that boy.
He does. I was considering Bo. I like that shout.
Bo for RBIs. Pitchers, I did do a starter and a reliever, and my starter was McLean too, actually. But I did do a cheeky reliever. I thought Devin Williams with his airbender changeup might be quite cool this season.
Yes, indeed.
See how he gets on. And I've gone, maybe it's the most obvious choice for rookie, but I've gone bench. Because he looked pretty good in spring, so I'm quite excited to see if he can do it for a whole season. So 93-69.
I love that. And you know what? You've just about out positive. What's the word? There isn't a word for it, I think. But I have gone 92.
Oh my god!
I know. I know. But I was only one off.
Yeah.
So you have us winning one more than me, but that's really close.
Mm-hmm.
It's really close. But for the similar kind of reasons, I genuinely think that the way it's stacked, and I think I looked at kind of the makeup of the year as well, because I think getting on rolls makes a difference as well. So I think we have a few opportunities to kind of get on a bit of a run, and I think that breeds confidence, which brings wins. I'm really I just can't wait for contact hitting and small ball. I'm so excited for it. Don't get me wrong, I mean, Soto can hit all the home runs he likes. I have him, like you guys, as home run leader. I've actually gone for Semien for RBI because I think, again, he's I was tempted by Polanco because I think if he were playing his opposition, he will. The way that they've gone about it in spring training, he didn't start spring training until a bit later on. I have a feeling he probably won't play every game. I think that we'll see Beatty there sometimes. I think we'll see Vientos there sometimes. I think, whereas I think Semien is more likely to play every day, and the guy's got contact. So
it's kind of what we brought them in for, isn't it? So
exactly, and his place in the order. I'm going for. So don't let me down, lad. Pitcher, we mentioned him earlier. I'm actually going for Peterson comeback.
Okay.
I think that we saw enough last year to think that he can. I think he's going to want to prove himself again. I think he's going to want All-Star again. I think he's going to.
He's kind of the man that's been there for the biggest amount
of
time.
He's the longest tenured member of the Mets. Yeah. So it's a bit of an outside call, but just overall, I would love to have said Senga. I'd have loved to have said McLean, but I still just think I think he's going to be under a lot of pressure this year, and I hope that he can take it. I would love nothing more than for him to be able to take that pressure, and he seems the kind of guy that can.
He's pretty chilled.
Yeah, like I say, he's he seems pretty cold as ice, but it's New York, so
yes, it is.
And then Rookie of the Year, like you, I've gone for Benj, but again, it was close for me between him and McLean. So it could easily be either of them, but I would love for it to be Benj. Again, it's kind of Fairytale, right? It'd be nice for him to break camp and be Rookie of the Year. If he continues the way that he has been, then there's no reason why he shouldn't be.
Exciting stuff. Yeah, get involved, people. If you want to send us your predictions, then please share. We'll have to get Tracy's off hers. I reckon Tracy might be not quite as optimistic as us, but maybe more optimistic than Tom. What do you reckon?
I reckon so, yeah. I reckon she'll be probably like a sensible middle ground somewhere because she is Miss Sensible.
But no, it's exciting.
It is. It's very exciting, and it's only 2 days away.
I know. Right, let's calm down. Cool. Well, news-wise, I think a couple of the main things. There was a bit of news today about the team wearing Davy Johnson patches and the.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's a lovely touch. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really nice touch. They're going to wear them all season long to honour Davy Johnson, who remains the last manager to win as a World Series. Just saying. So again,
the stars aligning.
Everything is pulling towards this being our year. But let's remember that come October.
Well, yeah, maybe we should just finish on that potential fairy tale and leave it, and we'll catch up with everyone after opening day. What do you reckon?
I reckon so. I think there's only one thing left to say.
Let's go Mets!
Woo!